Hi, so I'm recording this video a little bit late because I'm switching topics a little bit. I'll get into it in another video, but I'm focusing on tattoo inks and tattooing and the toxic materials, ingredients associated with the whole process. And my project is going to kind of revolve around how to make that more safe and more in a homemade way. Kind of calling back to the original tattoos in Samoa. So this article is pretty long, but it basically talks about the toxicological risks to human health in tattoo inks. It goes over these words, which I'm not going to pronounce right now, but basically, one of the issues is that they talk about how pigment manufacturers don't develop specific pigments for tattoos because the tattoo industry is relatively small and not very profitable. So basically, we get dirtier inks with stuff that really should not be in our body. They talk about how tattoo inks are generally perceived of as safe, but they are generally have a purity of less than 80% and are made up of these unidentified mixtures of organic and inorganic pigments. One of the issues, so it's a pretty in-depth article, and they talk about mostly about the pigments in the inks and how so they talk about here how the inorganic pigments are associated with heavy metals. So lead, mercury, cadmium, chromium, cobalt, zinc, arsenic, and nickel. And then the organic pigments, they say may have these PAAs. And then the PAHs, the polycyclical aromatic hydrocarbons, are mostly present in black tattoo ink. So it's like they're kind of basically saying that like no tattoo ink is really safe. This is a little chart. I think I'll probably work on making some better diagrams. But basically, they're showing that a lot of these inks get like absorbed into our body through these kind of complex chemistry ways, and they end up in places like our lymph nodes, sometimes in our brain. Like neurotoxicity is something that they're looking at. So there's also, I guess, an issue with additives and preservatives being added to tattoo ink. So these are basically just like perhaps over engineered, over designed. There's potentially too much material in here, and a lot of it ends up being unsafe for the human body. So they also have an issue with black tattoo ink here, where that uses carbon black. So they talk about how the burning of fossil fuels and will produce carbon black that may contain the PHAs that they're talking about. This is a pretty dense article that I can't really understand fully, but I think the takeaway here is that tattoo inks are not safe and that are currently undergoing more study to kind of fully understand their links to different diseases and cancer. So I think that's about it. Thank you.